at Buffalo City Hall, where a new report shows overtime pay has skyrocketed in recent years. And this is including among public works employees who are going to be out there clearing roads this weekend and all winter long. The city comptroller looked at payroll, and here are some of the numbers. In 2021, overtime spending was $27.3 million. You can see that went up to $33 million a year later. It topped $36.5 million in 2023, and for this fiscal year hit $41 million. All of those way over what was budgeted. Jeff Kelly is out with an in-depth article at investigativepost.org looking at this overtime issue, and he joins us live here tonight. Jeff, great to see you as always.
My pleasure.
I want to show a few more numbers here, some of the stats that really kind of stand out when you look at this report from the comptroller. So last fiscal year, 2024, 400 workers took home at least 20 grand in overtime, 270 bringing in more than 50K in OT, and 26 employees got six-figure salaries in overtime pay alone. Now, we know a lot of this is police and fire, but I mentioned there, Jeff, also public works employees. What stood out to you in this?
Well, public works was about in the last 4 years, went up almost $4 million in overtime. Much of that is attributable in the current year to last year's storms, right? Yep. The back-to-back winter storms cost the city a lot in overtime for plow drivers, et cetera. But let me throw another number at you, which is the one that struck me the most. We saw the sort of runaway, the increasing expenses for overtime. What stood out to me is that the administration and the Common Council under-budgeted overtime by $52 million over the course of 4 years. That's $52 million that has to be found somewhere. You know, and in recent years, it's from federal pandemic relief funds in the past, and again this year, in the current budget year, it's from city reserves as well. It's
one thing to have a lot of overtime pay. If you at least budget for that, it doesn't lead to the crisis that we're in now. Looking forward, the city is tens of millions of dollars in the hole trying to do budgets in years out. How does this factor into that? How much of this is to blame for that? Well,
a great deal, in fact. This is no surprise. As you say, overtime is inevitable, and it's always over budget. Every single year, it's under budgeted, and the money has to come from somewhere. And as I say, it's come from other sources, from federal aid and from city reserves in the past. Next year, when acting Mayor Chris Scanlon and the Common Council put together a budget, they're not going to have that safety net. They're not going to be able to turn to that. They're going to have to find other ways to either fund a realistic estimate of what overtime is, or find a way to rein in overtime. Yep. One or the other.
Raising taxes, turning to Albany for help. We'll see what happens. Make sure you go to investigativepost.org and check out Jeff's reporting on this. Fascinating stuff, Jeff. Thanks as always.
My pleasure.
Happy holidays
Thank
to
you.
you.